So someone is running, guys, and it's 10:30 p.m. It's very, very good to stay outside. Go. After being hit by the Arctic cold and suffering the extreme of it for 3 days, the temperature finally went up today. I went out this afternoon and felt like the winter was over. I know this kind of weather here in Canada in February is not considered to be a normal thing. A friend of mine said this is the consequences of the global warming and is to be considered as a negative thing, something serious. What do you think about this? Share your thoughts in the comments and let's discuss it. All the snow started melting again, and you could even go outside without wearing too many things, not even the gloves. You remember the famous gritty and sandy snow? Yes, now it's somewhere between ice and water, which makes it very difficult to clean with the shovel. The temperature is 2 degrees Celsius, and the feeling is 2 degrees Celsius as well. The evening is so beautiful and warm. Something like these are things that especially here, if you come here like in the evening, you're gonna capture some things, like so many things. Look. Can you see that? Let me check. Good. Oh my god. What am I saying? Let me zoom in. The quality is not going to be the best, but trust me, this is just so beautiful. This is beautiful. One reason why you should choose Quebec in case you want to come here in Canada, it's very, very simple. I'm going to explain it to you. Now, I was born in Ghana, and Ghana is the only country in the West Africa that's in the midst of it's in the middle of 3 francophone countries. So I remember in school when you start, I think from the KG, something like that, when you're like 5 or 6 years. I don't remember. It's a long time that I left. They would teach you French, but our French teachers are not that good. I don't know if it's in the KG. I know they started before, but I know our teachers that came in were from like Cote d'Ivoire, from Benin, from Congo, and most of those teachers they were not interested in teaching us anything. They were more or less interested in caning us all the time, disciplining us. Someone's going to ask for what reason. The reason is simple, because most of our Ghanaians, we like to make fun of languages, especially in French. We have some words like, if you're Ghanaian, you understand. We normally say Kofi Enshasi Nano Empaye. It has this kind of sound, this kind of French sound, but it means nothing. In a dialect, actually means that Kofi fell and he broke his lips, or he hurt him. You understand? So we make that kind of fun, which actually the teachers, that when they got to understand, they realized that we were not so much interested in learning the language, but when we heard something, we would make fun of the language. So it was very, very difficult for us to learn the language. I was so much interested in learning the French language, but school made it so much difficult. So at that point, I had no choice. We all rejected. I remember when I had to do like French test that they put in my in my face, whatever paper French exam test that I had to do. I would just close my eyes and I would come through singing the last answer that will have my finger pointed. That was going to be the one that I'm going to choose, and definitely it will never go well. I will fail all the tests because I was kind of not so much interested because of what the teachers were doing to us. But I was at the same time I wanted to learn. So for some reasons, when I went to Italy, initially my father thought that it's going to be very, very difficult because we used to the teachers normally tell my dad about how French language, especially for us, and you know, most Ghanaians, we don't like learning languages. We have to tell the truth, because especially if the language is a Latin language like French, Spanish, Portuguese, who's going to learn that? But I like languages, so yeah, I learned Italian, and from there I was like, okay, so if Italian has this kind of similarities in with the French language, then it means that I will be able to learn the French language. Deciding to come to Canada, well, we came here, we are here for some reasons, we are here. So I decided to learn the language, the French language, to speak it as well. But you know, you always need someone to assist you. So now I'm going to explain to you the reason why I said before is the French language. And what I'm saying about the language is, you know, Canada, we speak two languages. So we have the French language and we have the English language. So in Quebec, the official language here in Quebec is French. Montreal, we are bilingual, so we speak both. But if you move from Montreal and you should go outside Montreal, definitely you're going to speak like French. The language is pure French. The government, it's so much good here. What they do is that when you come here, to help you to integrate into the system, they actually pay your studies. They help you to go to this to learn the French language. So now after the COVID, we have the system that they call a distance. So you can learn the French language online. So I've not really understood the fact that we have en ligne. That's going to be en ligne, means that online, and they have a distance. I don't know why they call it that way, because it's the same online. You learn a distance from the distance is still online. If it's not presential, that's what you're going to do. Like, you have to go to the classroom, you understand? So the government will actually pay you. They're going to pay you weekly. They'll give you something weekly to assist you. And if the money is not enough and you need more money to pay your bills, and you can go to the Service Quebec. So the Service Quebec will evaluate your situation. If you need like a social assistance for you to go through this 1 year, which I recommend every person that comes here in Quebec to do it. Because if you come to Quebec and you want to find yourself a good job, not necessarily for that good job as well, but if you want to integrate yourself, go outside and speak to people, have a connection with people, what I would advise you to do is to learn the language, because it's very, very important. Obviously, it won't be if you speak French and you still come here, you still have to adapt to the Quebecois, because the Quebecois, they have like expressions that in French people don't have. You understand? French people, I can give you a simple example. Like French people, they have the word like aval. Now, in the Quebec, they have they use something like être gratuit. That means aval, like that same the word, you understand? That's and they have different words. One that I learned, I'm gonna keep it with myself, is Je la croûte à manger. Je la croûte à manger. That definitely it means that you have the experience. You have levels to get there. You understand? And that's like our French here, which I love so much because it's a culture. So coming here in Quebec, and Quebec is very very nice. Montreal is very very beautiful. If you've lived in Europe, for instance, me, I've lived in Europe, and I see Montreal to be the European North America. Like what I see here is like the European side. Especially if you've come here in Montreal, I should take you guys there. Now we have Montreal. They kept the old Montreal where they call the Vieux Port. So in the Vieux Port where you have the old Montreal. In Italian we call it Vecchio Porto. That's definitely the old port. So if you learn the story here, you understand that that's the old part that they kept it. They still have the roads like what we have in Italy, for instance, because the roads are made of bricks. So it is a good idea if you want to decide, if you decided to come here in Canada and you want to learn the French language, you should come here to Quebec.